Alrighty, day 3. Best time to buy and sell stock. You are given an array prices while price I is the price of a given stock on the ith day. You want to maximize your profit by choosing a single day to buy one stock and choosing a different day in the future to sell that stock. Return the maximum profit you can achieve from this transaction. If you cannot achieve any profit, return 0. Okay, prices 7, 1, 5, 3, 6, 4, 5. Explanation: buy on day 2 and sell on day 5. Profit is 5. Note that buying on day 2 and selling on day 1 is not allowed because you must buy before you sell. Well, yeah. So this one, it's only getting cheaper, so you can't profit. In this case, no transactions. Okay. So one thing I wanted to do after yesterday was start by commenting and thinking out loud, which is something I like to do. So what am I trying to do? For sure there's going to be some if statement to return 0 if the price only gets cheaper to satisfy the second or the last ask. And I think in order to see if we can profit, I want to see the lowest value on the inside the array and compare it to the highest value of the array. So in this case, while the lowest is 1 and the highest is 7, I have to buy before I sell. So for pump and dumps, we can't take part in it because we are not manipulators. So assuming that we buy that and we're able to sell it in a reasonable time, as long as it's after we buy them, of the values that follow it, I would assume that we try to look for values that are the greatest. So let me just write out every little thoughts that I'm getting. Find the lowest value inside the array. Find the and check if it's the last day. And make sure it's not the last day because you don't want to donate money. And after we find it, if there are any days that follow the purchase date where the price is higher first to ensure profit, then see if there are multiple days with higher prices and get the max profit. Like of those days that are higher prices, like obviously the highest number is the day that you would want to sell. If only we all had that foresight while trading stocks, timing the market. It's business 101. Okay, so why don't I start writing something that is not in greens? So if statement to return 0 if the price only gets cheaper. How do I write that in code? Well, if I don't know. Mm, Honestly, I'm unsure how to logic it. Well, something something, some condition return 0. I don't fucking know. I feel like the naive way, if I don't know how to do this, would be to sort the array. Uh, okay, let me just write out everything. Sort the array to find the lowest price. Then go back to the original array to see where that's at. Okay. Um, See if that index is at last index. Okay, I think I'm gonna try that. Let me move that over to my notepad for the time being. So, so this is where I got in the first 30 minutes. I'm gonna see what Claude says about it, evaluation wise. So you identify the core variables, you recognize a sequential constraint, show you the key gotcha of this problem, the edge cases. What's incorrect or incomplete? The max min is fundamentally flawed. Even if you fix the syntax, the logic breaks on a case like this. Gives index 2. Index 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Max. I mean, I knew that's an issue. I just didn't know how to go about like ruling those out. Like not exactly, but somewhat. Like I don't know. I'm gonna spend more time on that, I think. An array, well, you can't declare and compare min value cheapest. Cheapest is but never assign. Cheapest is but never assign. It's a mess. Condition is genuinely missing. Time limit exceeded. Hmm. Not so smart after all, are you? Timed out. Oh. Okay. Well, brute force is too slow for their largest test cases. Well, what is this? Best profit we have. Lowest price. Oh, using this to kind of update. Oh my god, that makes so much sense. Like, okay. And then updating it. At least the lowest price. Okay. So we start with day one and we loop through the prices. And if the prices of day one is lower, or like whichever day is lower than the lowest price, then that is the lowest price. The profit would be uh, if the profit, so prices on the given day minus lowest price. But how are we taking care of the case where, like, if it's like day one and that is the lowest price, like, am I missing something? Profit, prices day. So let's say day one. Oh, then it's just gonna return zero, right? If profit, then oh, I like it. I get it, but like if I were to be asked to write this again, I feel like I would be lost again. But I get what it's trying to do. Wow, and it is efficient as fuck. I've noticed that I spend so much time thinking and not writing, and even then, the approach that I tried to think of wasn't even a good one. So I feel like to shave that time off, I'll need to try to work on the pattern recognition. For example, whenever there's like a problem involving minimum and maximum, I've noticed that some of these problems kind of have you have that variable outside and just updating that and working with it, for example, as opposed to like trying to work through it constantly, like how I was approaching this problem. It was definitely noticeable that I was overthinking a lot for this problem, and I think that's because of lack of understanding of how I wanted to organize some of the information for this particular problem. Um, and that relates again to like lack of understanding of what tools I have available when it comes to working with various data structures. I think this weekend, I think I'm going to, instead of solving extra problems, I think I'm going to revisit all the problems I did throughout this week and spending more time to delve into some of the deeper side of it and maybe trying to write it out like through reps to get better at it. Um, Again, thanks for watching and please leave any advice to help me get better. Thank you.